terrific episode of your popular show, The Dialogue, with me, Isaac Clotte. We are beaming straight from the Kencity Media building at Zongo Junction in Medina. As usual, we will be engaging in a conversation for the nation, of course, with you in mind. And we will be giving you the trending issues on the front, middle, and the back pages of the various newspapers. This morning, we will have our usual panelist, a member of the panelists that we have as usual, to join us. And of course, we'll be breaking down some of the headlines and the stories trending this morning. As usual, I will be doing the newspaper review with my colleague, Owa Hene. Chairman, at the sign.
We must be America. Say positive thinkers will always achieve their aim.
Okay.
Positive thinkers. Papa. Edwene de teneno de biano de omu edesi umani so no omusaka.
Right.
Ti anope ahwefo hwe ya ye beka twon so omunwene papa. Enwene bone mfa onua ho. Dwene papa ma ho. Dwene ma onua.
Fantastic. Small boy danger and his prophecy and his proverbs. Once again, that is Owa. And like I said earlier, and sometime yesterday, from next week, he will be in the mantle directing affairs of the Dialogue. Of course, I will be away on special duties till sometime, but I will be assisting and supporting from behind the scenes. So from next week, Owa Hene will be in charge of the Dialogue. Right. Of course, the show is still live on our YouTube and Facebook platforms. That is our social media platforms. And the handle remains at Net2TVGH. At Net2TVGH. Of course, you can log in and continue watching the show. You can send your opinion or ask any questions or even set an agenda by posing a very relevant issue for discussion. So it's now time. Let's go to the front and the back pages of the various newspapers as we have assembled before us this morning. And the New Crusading Guide, as usual, kicks off our review, and on its front page, Speak the Truth. Kwesiedu Des Rawlings. Also on the front page of the New Crusading Guide, NLA grants KGL technology license to operate digital online lottery products. Madan donates 3 dialysis machines to 37 military hospitals. And court quashes UEW pro-VC elections. Orders for immediate conduct of new elections.
For Anope Trading and Podi and Ache, the Chassis, the New Crusading Guide, the Bocratanum Pensem Pensemuna Cratano, Enim, and Edecanem and Penny, Jerry John Rollins Symphony, Abato, Cocasa, Ocasa, Fidibiso, and Cracopoimo, Nanesama, or Kai Erino, and a Brante Bacofen Cosiedu, Papa J, Ayakano Creka, Cano Crow, Cano Cre, the Bocratano, where Cratafetoso Miansani, Edua, New Crusading Guide, the Sa Assembly, Abasanso, the National Lottery Authority for Ahmed Mekubi from KGL technology. Omo tumi krata se won so betimi etwaloto e wa be for kwan so we eye kwan be fa so enya revenue aba oman mu krata kroya de aba se University of Education Winneba o yese okwakoto aba a pro vice chancellor e ko wi achi na Professor Afubroni a no ene vice chancellor of the university no the nomination no a choose nipa bi omo chese mo emra no emasa kwan obi challenge eno nti e court o hwe lawyer Afenuma Kenfoni Edenim. Sabre, yes, Omonhie, Namonfa, and Shefofro, Emra, and San Omotimi Atosaba, New Crusading Guide, Bocratano, Ninsama, Wadia Abanon.
The Chronicle newspaper is next, and we have on its front page, we are fed up with Domelovo. Is he a baby? Board chair asks. Also on the front page of the Chronicle, Uforiata accounts for 54 million Ghana cedi COVID-19 chop money. It's a very interesting subject, and we will be looking at that when our guest is seated. $253 million water projects begin in Tamale and Yendi. And as we've said already, NLA licenses KGL Technology to operate online lottery.
For the Chronicle, the Bocratano, Osha, Enimu, Mampani, Nansa, and Sarasha, or call a woman Tifido, and Savannah, and a Tiffy, Apria, Northeast, no, or the Nina Abanewi, na Ori no Croano, and a Mampani, Ashe, a commission project, a Udua, and the insure every month for woman Tifido, and Groupon Tamale, and a Yendi, Mampani Sika, a woman a year, or Pepe, a Henu Edunum Emiansa, $253 million. Mampani for at the half of Sanso Enra, Usha Emrashebe Drima, Unum for Ken Ofori Attire photo San for Nayasana Hene, Ebeto just say COVID-19 Sika 54 million Ghana cedis be 142 Edom Kumano, almost Omodi Sikano, and our Aqua Chirimu, the Omodi Sikano, Ewo Kratafer Toso Emiensa, Ewo the Bocrata, the Chronicle, Sanso, a Yaw Dom level, Auditor General will leave. No some Abba. Na board chairman of that audit service board no ano era Professor Dua Ajiman was see your dom level onyakoda na no ensemi o kekane ayampi a woto was see ya to no office mu or kwako yibibi wo koi and ye de lock fofratum was say key bie no a yaka say ya Jeffrey papa nsem onyakoda ya dom level onyakola nti onya sa subana order na di no.
Next up is Gordon Asaribidiakon's newspaper, the ABC newspaper. It says on its front page, I would have been a professor if I had free SHS, Bishop Owusu-Ansah. President Akufo-Addo cut sword for $30 million Yendi water supply project. Parliament approves government's 11.8 billion Ghana cedis supplementary budget. And in its editorial, it has registration exercise. So far, so good.
The Obokrata ABC News on the site of the truth. Na Abaye. Na Wanfoni and a Denimi Bishop Yaw Owusu-Ansah Enfoni at the half Onuna regional overseer of Resurrection Living Word International, Accra West. Now, what the Abatu say, Onya Kwanya Echo into a school, free Aubranca Untuakwa. Yadi anka openi sabiri nkoyokunini enka oye professor abodini yede bobo nipa yi enka ono so enya bi sa free senior school yintu sika no na okono kwano wanya sa akwanya ne bi enunti wa appreciate sa initiative aban ede aba mampani dia so abofom Yendi water project sika wom $30 million. Emrashe bedwam enso atenase edi enkomo amasabra me no akasa yi yede 11.8 billion supplementary budget yede ka aye for Kenufurata and Nakoma Sikano send a baby to me aboma economy no enyan kanko.
The Daily Statesman is next, and we have on its front page $253 million water projects for Yendi, Tamale. President Akufo-Addo fulfills campaign promise. Also on the front page of the Daily Statesman, don't be used for mayhem. Isiama charges youth. And on the top left-hand corner, it looks like Lotto all the way today. Online Lotto. KGL Technology gets NLA nod to operate digital lottery products.
The Bocrata, the Daily Statesman, and yede etwaso na mampeni project America o Yendi ni Tamaleno and Honsem Ewanifoni Ewaha and some Nankasa or Cratafetoso Eminu na Enwana International Youth Day. A Riasia Mansanina de Siwasa de Mebuno Edda. Na no ena swap for him Mebuni Agudimun Samson Funi Edda. Honorable Isaac Kwame Esiama or Chese Basabasa Edie, Mebunuma Emfamunyo, Titri Beto Abbey, or two Mebunufo, say ye di Mebunu Dadia, Titri Beko Batuimo. Manufo before mu edumakwa koye etutuasem oso muntu omuhufo na sansa mayoni no wia wo sai nipa no onfa onye hwe.
Right, the Ghanaian Times follows, and we have on its front page President's directive to Auditor General to proceed on leave. Supreme Court strikes out level case. NLA partners KGL Technology to advance digital lottery. Keep nation focused on COVID-19 as election 2020 approaches. Sam Jonah appeals to media. McDan donates 3 dialysis machines to 37 military hospital. And finally, on the front page of the Times, Parliament approves over 11.8 billion Ghana cedis supplementary budget. If we turn our attention to the back page of the Ghanaian Times, President cuts short for water expansion projects in Yendi and Tamale. ECG supports infectious disease center with materials engineering works valued at 320,000 Ghana cedis.
I was for most authoritative newspaper Ghanaian Times and the etwaso yadom level na semno se onkonko homeno honsem be CSOs a raise consensus say be yemfa yadom level bring back yadom level yemfa nko audit service ho na enne nsem no kopimo court bad time Supreme Court wa bon sem na gu se emna kwaso se yadom level oye adwuma ohome yaw aya home we ene nsem Ghanaian Times the Bokrata and opay what they abba say yenhwe ne nkenkan ho nsem Parliament had 11.8 billion Ghana cedis we a supplementary budget ye de for onunyam for kenofurata ko mabosika de board no e won fimpinu ni adunu mampani e de asobo form yendi Tamale water project e koso de den sanso nanu da ya na e ko bi Ghana Infectious Disease Center Ghana East Municipal Hospital Accra sabra me no e kasa ECG for e de enyomane akade some a year 320,000 Ghana cedis kanisi kan 3.2 billion say omonso fa emwa udwumedia udi the Bokrata the Ghanaian Times in sema wadi abano.
The Daily Guide continues its crusade on the Airbus scandal, and on its lead headline, it says, 4 million euro Airbus scandal. Mahama brother fights Amidu with UK lawyers. Also on the front page of the guide, it says, injunction against acting Auditor General struck out. Court convicts 4 of contempt. 67 pages, EC registration plan, final phase 2, pull out. KGL license for online gaming. Also on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, Kafaba victim recounts ordeal and Domelevo Kroll case back on.
I was for the Bokrata Daily Guide, Ghana's favorite newspaper, Enimho, scandal for Airbus hono. Era Mahama ni friend Samuel Adam Mahama amanye beto dwase papa yi oba bipimo Ghana kotoka wi mshenjina bia all special prosecutor ho na yakototo na no papa yi wayi no dogon ye friend no wanko waka ne nasi nkruma adaya ode ne lawyer for every UK aba omu na etu ne for na futo be no mode ama no de Bokrata ne de munsem aba okọ kratafe toso miensa ekona nsem ni nyina the Daily Guide at crucial nyina e de egu ho kafa basama esi ya ikuma me feno ekuya denteno ma bibi so ye feno hawa yakubu osisa ohaw no akompen na onyanitri didimu the Bokrata de emunsem e de aba electoral commission and so final phase the twato cross or the chochodin no obewie e di tro no 6th August wa publish be bia obechochodin nyina wo eyekrata no a okenkan a emunsem e wo hase ya obetimi enya bi akenkan Daily Guide ensema no pe wodi aba eno no.
Right, so from Nima we head to the Graphic Road, and on the front page of the Daily Graphic, well, once there's water for Nalerigu and there's water for Yapaid, yeah, Tamale and Yendi should also get there.
Oh, definitely.
So definitely, President cuts short for Tamale Yendi water projects. And also on its front page, make asset declaration public, Che Mensa Bonsu advocates. Domelevo's office not shut, board chairman. KGL Technology gets online lottery operation license, and 5 more arrested over Kafaba lynching. Also, okay, let's turn our attention to the back page of the graphic. McDan Foundation donates dialysis machines to 37 military hospital. And then I don't know why this issue never seems to go away. Maybe my guest, when he's seated, will help explain why Ghanaian Nigerian spare parts dealers embroil over retail trade. So these are the headlines on the front and the back page of the Daily Graphic.
Abuja krata di chato okunini Daily Graphic, truth and accuracy every day. The Bokrata no den sem wo krutre bi ankasa ubura krata no mu adia Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, majority leader ono na dom kase wo emrahye bi wadom ma no osai emrahye bi ni e wo soame abato empeso aso onumnyamfo osai Che Mensa Bonsu mfoni na da ho fefefe no wo se ebeyi a obi bia oye public office holder onya aban adwuma ye no wajapade fa to dwamo obia ehunu se na be ya ebetimi akontia katahyehe ene predream ehonsem ewo ahasemampani aso de kɔbɔ form no page 32 kratafeto so aduasa emienu ene aduasa emiensa do bokrata no ede nsem no aba board chairman ede ma audit service professor Duajeman odi dom level asem na ba se ne office yentum ya dom level yentu office mu ntijade na oye no the bokrata no so de asem kroye bi aba Yera McDan Foundation so the akade ene nyoma koma 37 military hospital and obetimi aboa ama odwumadi a odi no akọ enkan Ghana for Nigeria alataya for edwadifo ai wo Ghana ha sei sabere omasa de bo ani e wa boso kan na eba ne sei de bokrata no de nsem no ba ko kratafa na krata no achi a wo de sansem no aba sei na emra no ka omo che se emra no ebo Ghana fo ho ban emra no emmo oye manfrani ho ban Ghana fo so mo ntiase krata no de nsem no aba ehun nsem anim nchichim no okunini daily graphic anopay wo de aba.
Right, of course. As you know, we are still on a crusade to bring back some stranded Ghanaians living or finding themselves in Lebanon. Of course, this particular project of crusade is being spearheaded by our own group chairman, Kennedy Japan. I think yesterday a batch of the stranded Ghanaians arrived in town. We are grateful to, I think the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes. We are grateful to all. And today at 1 p.m., I think there's another flight from Lebanon bringing another group of stranded Ghanaians. So gradually, something is being done about their plight. And I think on Sunday, another group, I think a majority of the stranded people will be in town by then. So, well, if you don't mind, let's see what's happening. Maybe you can remind us of the contributions that we need to do.
Wadi no asi ho na Lebanese community ene Ghana for donation omo yakabo ma dia support to government ama yede nuanu e Lebanon abano obetimi e de odi abeka donation no ho e wo numbers yi eso momo numbers MTN 0541 929250 0541929250 edino Kenneth Techi Japan and MTN Krona 0542 869979 0542 869979 Kenneth Techi Japan. I know MTN Momo I'll be to me the Afaso na Vodafone Cash 0202 297929 0202 297929 Kenneth Techi Japan Sansona Madina branch ADB and so bet me edusika afaho abeboa account number no 1131000 5341001 ohwe screen so a me di say eda so so betimi apeke na wetimi adonate bi aboama ye de nuanom a akopie mu e wo Lebanon na oni ababiam woni atu account nti osu ohwe mo mbedu na bebre na akasa omukọ ha omukomu omu masters no employers no tete omu sexual harassment ni de keka ho nti na trade amponse say honorable afa na yede sa enuanom o push sa agenda na de omu nyina ba because de o makomu no uti comment ni voices na banana anohye.
Right. Okay. And your one here, the you better say anopay. So So like I was saying, from next week, Owahene will be in charge of the dialogue, whilst I go do special duties as election 2020 approaches. Right. I mean, for all our cherished viewers, this Sunday, me and Focus, we've pledged to keep glued to our television sets between the hours of 9 to 10 a.m. The reason, the International Charismatic Church, led by their General Overseer, Bishop Opong Edujemfi, will be bringing you an hour of praise and worship right here on to television. Of course, the hour of worship and praise will be streamed live on our social media handles as well. So make a date, call 1 to alert 1 to notify 1 that the ICC Church will be on this Sunday. Well, how do you watch the service? Well, you just grab your remote control and put on your television sets. If you don't have a TV, don't fret. Just head to Franco Trading Enterprise, where you can grab Franco branded television sets, no matter the size that you want, from 36 inches, 40, 43, and 55 inches. They have all kinds of sizes for you. But you are reminded that some unscrupulous persons are using the Franco Facebook account to defraud innocent citizens on Facebook. So be reminded that do not transact any official business via the Franco Trading Facebook account. You can use their official website, which is www.francotrading.com to transact your businesses at Franco Trading. They have in stock genuine Samsung, Nokia, iPhones, Franco TV sets, like I said earlier, among others. Laptops, tablets, printers, and accessories are also available in their shops. Where to locate them? Their head office is at Adabraka, opposite the Roxy Cinema. No fret at all. Just call them on 0246 422 338 and 0546 133 188. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Fie. Right, welcome back to the studio, and on the glass table this morning is none other than the Western Regional Secretary for the New Patriotic Party, Charles Bisu. Chairman, it's saying
Aboko,
Aquabion.
That's it.
Yeah, Boko, dear.
Yamina Duminti.
So I say, Ochnaya, our brothers. The Muslims, that's a special day for them.
Exactly, yes.
Wish you more. Please, is it Idil Adha?
Idil Adha, yeah.
We wish you, from all of us here together with my guests, we wish you a happy Idil Adha. Abu Karim, all correct? I guess. Right. So, Anope in Semne Dawson. In Semne Dawson, yes, President, cut the sword for some water projects up north. I guess for you, it will be good news for you as the developmental projects keep going. But the Malovu's case never seems to go away. It's always in somewhere tagged in the newspapers. So we may be looking at that. Some persons have been arrested in connection with the 90-year-old lady who was lynched in Kafaba some days ago. So I don't know, we'll take some interest in it. And what keeps baffling me is how come retail trade is of so much controversy in this part of our world, where Ghanaian traders, protecting their interest. But I don't know whether we are breaking ECOWAS protocols or not, but we will be looking at that. And then finally, the Airbus, has it landed at the Kotoka International Airport? Well, we will be taking your opinion on that. So where do we start? Okay, President, Tamale projects.
Okay, I'm going to say, Mechetefu. And I'm just the Indian Muslim for where the one afin, Idil Adha.
Right.
Yes, Mini Shramon. Ghana has been one of the most peaceful countries. I was Muslim community to her. Yenya Ntawantobia.
True.
Dodona Yenya Funpo. Yizibum, Ye Bibiabum. Echo other countries are oilizing. Echo Britain Park. There are certain areas, Birmingham, London, your Finsbury Park area, Honadi. Muslims who one pede, Ebia, Christopher Pobabum. Go to be United Kingdom now, or predominant Sharia law, or to be in the country, forgetting that there are laws governing that country.
Right.
But Ghana is a young Muslim community, why they in a Yazokro, not a Bushian, Zien Boom, and we see the Ghanaianness before the religion, which is very good into True. Now, President, which is the Juma Ghana for 2 Abaman Donyan on Anorin, 2 Abaman the undeveloped Ghana socio-economically. The Yampuntu, more like bread and water for all of us. Which is the manifesto, them the main audition. It be also one function.
Right.
And before I am doing there, Nkano na Ghana had a pedal. What to Abamahena? Yes, this car near the data union because the literacy rate was higher then. But the globalization about until the view another as though Butani Pajana to the Tuaban or change. So it means that our electoral processes are being deepened. And I think MPP do a comment on we spearheaded these things from 1992. You will pick ballot box, agitated, by biometric registration. So new one AAU soon will be consistent from 2012.
Right.
It takes your facial contours and then we'll fingerprint. And probably last more to me details in Aba.
So, for real?
Yes. So it makes it that it means that we are evolving in the right direction.
Right.
Until yes, them the many a banner or two President Nando Danko for Ghana from way Nandum, because no dopedobosum or strain was the Shannonsa, or strain was the Shannon Sanusun. In Zama, Wakadonian, being double providing in Su electricity with Nando. Until President Suneza, Yapon, Obajubi, Jumaka cry, ne, Bafim, no Akoshes or Kodo, one Wako internationally, Wako foreign direct investment, Abagana, go to Kanina, no, Zerba. It is so haba. Now, Northern Union, Northern Union for which is the president for the time there. Okay, water project go Hanamowa.
Yeah.
And this Bena means the minimum away or hormone.
Okay.
President promised Gonja for him sometime in 2016. But make sure the winner pipe on water. And part was also ayoyo. And in law, friend specific performance where you have a contract with somebody. And you be boyfriend consideration or then vote armor on why any part of the bargain you also need to fulfill yours, and that's what the president has done.
Okay.
And I believe that 2020 year kwaba to ima demands abando na yempinfun and Ghana fu ubiara or also do to aban obejina do no that to aban see year konamza na mjinzi there ebi union mo baba ban CCM because in zama yo Ghana fun odoso and manifesto Libyan Dr. Baumiaka, President Haka, there, you achieve about over 70% of it. So you achieve over 70% of it. The yen to my yen will carry over into the next manifesto. And then we'll go to Ghanaians and beg them that a pocho, a pedia sumbium. Mpempo, because one a pedia sumna, a capancho. Your side of, your culture, them not. A pedia and ersum, no, into the aquabi.
Yeah.
But a pedestrians and my papa. Na pedestrians and my papa. A corner bafado, a bayan on ye the miniminti into Mamquanami and by force. Sometimes look at them there able to I call school na and your laurels nina of not a certificate bear 10.
Yeah.
In Yamu Brassa, who see you for one ship. But you won't be a walker. See you crope.
Okay.
But now Brazil to wash not that person is ready to learn.
Okay.
That is why Yebsana could be near Ghana for the one to about many and someone.
Fantastic. Right. So whilst we are still in the north, about a few days ago, a 90-year-old woman was lynched at Kafaba. Very, very pathetic news. I mean, this is where you see that there's a long way still to go. Now, in some some of the culprits involved in this. But what does this say for social integration and development? A few minutes.
One country be our culture.
Okay.
The culture no way all beliefs. For sometimes what can say but not a touch wood. So I believe no so I mean or BB or GZ. But as we're going on evolution, the way society grown, in some people who are genichi, but certain values who are in genichi. But them and some music and some maybe a wow watcher. And the people believe that it is true. It is true in the sense that just the West African traditional religion.
Yeah.
ATR. The one day ATR, your scientific aspect and your traditional aspect. Obiwa, where spiritual postmortem, what's what question? One and okun. Only a spiritual because McKay, men so table, A levels on no train, West African traditional religion, yes. Where spiritual postmortem and sana scientific one or bokakoshe scientifically, so a diabetes no kun. In the same vein, we Brian was made mentonium,
yeah,
because scientifically on the seminar bokum. And me and some pede seminar bokum to say atonium Brian papa boo. So these are things that were supposed to deter us. But in some no can oyeni ya jezi de anyen wo amiminim muhu na anyenda so me anyenda no kire o sa anyen no hu nyankwan. But is it a case that in some maybe what etuma atena we are succeed without these spiritual things and nyankopon pene enya agency and I'm just them spiritual aspects you know I want what nyankopon ti West African traditional religion what say yeah children pon. So it means that we have to grow as a society. Matter also Gambaga, which camp?
And yeah, I mean the north, they are scattered which camps.
Yes, it's about time. Those things infringe on people's human rights. In Kano will be able to come. You know, infringement of human rights. But since our form, Nazi, and see as a society, no, or they educate Yahoo. Na the mazin season. One of the linching so bonde pino scientifically bonde yaba to the dementia, schizophrenia, psychology man.
Alzheimer's disease.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, them year ben yan interpreting and say why wouldn't agent what educate to be through the spiritual. And see Obiwa Nangasan when your dementia, Alzheimer's disease, schizophrenia, no be Johnson me anyan. It's also by me because Monsieur psychology through education. No, you need to be tested and see what is really happening with you. But as one of lynch one, this ignorance is not an excuse of the law.
Yeah,
ignorance because I demand not to be able to be ignorant and me. They need to be punished. As a punishment in the barrier. By day, then you start educating Crawford that there are certain diseases saying or because of Yanpo or Bacado a day, but it doesn't mean or baby no worker, Najin, and Ubutuma to be because old age tombs them Yerbanaba. It is education. Oyo do is Ubutuma to mammy, Ubutuma to papa, Ebia mammy, and no be said way to con Ozaku baby. Yerbana can or not Casacasa, not to the most you'll be appointing the yeah. It can happen.
Yeah.
But me, I'm the president, Akasa, president as the human rights lawyer. Waka, also it is not, it's barbaric. It needs to be dealt with. The state institutions, and police, so IGP, so young commandant, you wouldn't see MP. But Wama, no microphone officers are called. I think they need to delve into it deeper. So that we find it out and then punish those who are were involved. So that
is it about time that Yenya policy be maybe formulated and monitored and implemented by either the chieftaincy ministry, the gender ministry, any kind of ministry to look at these institutionalized cultural practices. What I mean by like this witch camps, this trocosi issues.
Yes.
Now it's dimmed a bit. The trocosi issues has dimmed a bit, but there are still these societal institutions. I mean, cultural institutions that we've created, but which are now seemingly biting us in the back. Do we really need to proceed that way? Find a national policy and say, okay, in about 5 years, let's dismantle all witch camps.
Okay.
You know, is that a possibility?
Yes, that's why I think that's why Ministry of Gender, as an in collaboration with other ministries, I think that has to be done. But I believe that there are laws under the Human Rights Act.
Okay.
Internationally, the Human Rights Act, Amnesty International, I think those related organizations, and so there are laws. We just need to delve into it and see if bonds apply here. However, other countries, I mean, just the ones who won values be and beliefs be.
Right.
But what done then into museums, so why touristic sites? Because they're shrines are.
Yeah.
Island, exactly.
Yeah.
There are things that they believed in hundreds of years ago, into stories be. So it means that it doesn't have to exist to deter people there.
Right.
But if me be a tour guide now, you train you one, it becomes a tourist site. In canon, tourist by you have no a witch camp. A witch camp, they know you. There is educating Crawford.
Okay.
So that we depart from people being lynched.
Okay.
But I'm not enjoy the because I could keep Castle. I could dungeon numa. Send a shrine be oba. Was in the missus wo. I brought for power, but she quite honky hunkaka. And time more walk and bring my and pedimage. But then it's an avenue that would make money for the country because it's a tourism.
Yeah.
Because these are things that we used to do.
It holds cultural values.
Yes, but society evolved, so it becomes a tourist area for us. So I think in collaboration, Ministry of Gender, maybe or infringe of human rights and why then. Okay. Now, chieftains is super to my values, cultural values, but we want to preserve them. But we are preserving them in order not to infringe on other people's human rights. The Ministry of Tourism, so yeah, is educate as to the things to do and what not to do.
Right. Okay. So, well, on this issue, you can send your comments and opinions because it's very, quite critical to the survival of our culture as well. Assuming me, I have both my parents are in their 80s. So, can you imagine when someone meets them and says, "Hey, you, Mr. Clotte Senior, you're a wizard, and Madam Messi, you're a witch"? I'll lose my cool, of course. But this shouldn't be going on. Let's send us your thoughts on how the society, we can evolve out of this cultural, maybe antisocial vices that confronts us. Okay, so from the north, we are heading down to Osu in the corridors of Parliament, where the finance minister has had his media review budget approved. But in the course of that, a lot of discussions ensued, one of which was that 54 million Ghana cedis, spent during the lockdown was spent on food, what the minority was calling chop chop. The Chronicle has an interesting story to it, so let's take a look at that story. Oforiatta accounts for 54 million Ghana cedi COVID-19 chop money. So let me take a few paragraphs from it so that we can, educate and inform ourselves of the story. Agnes Ansan reports that the finance minister, Ken Oforiatta, has cleared the enigma surrounding the 54 million Ghana cedis spent on hot meals for the vulnerable during the lockdown period. As part of measures to cushion Ghanaians and reduce the hardships they faced during the 3 weeks lockdown imposed by the government due to coronavirus disease, the president provided food to some Ghanaians. So I've jumped over a few sentences. Ken Oforiatta indicated that government budgeted an estimated amount of 40 million Ghana cedis to provide hot meals to the vulnerable at 5 cedis per pack. Out of this estimated 40 million, 12 million was spent on the provision of hot meals, which included 150,000 beneficiaries, cost of transportation, distribution, and operational costs, he indicated. Aside the 12 million, an amount of 42 million Ghana cedis was spent on uncooked food items, Mr. Oforiatta said. These two amounts put together brought the money spent on hot meals to 54 million Ghana cedis, as stated in the budget. I jump again. It is unfortunate that the impression has been created that the total amount of 54 Ghana cedis was used for only hot meals during the 3-week lockdown period. So apparently there are different components to how that 54 million Ghana was used. But minorities insisting you guys chop the money.
Okay. I think minority now, they need to do a serious introspection of their communication strategy.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes. Because they sometimes jump too quickly and conclude. And I've always said that the era of 1992, Cape Coast Afashe, na moko be paying a week long.
Yeah.
Na time no boswa, then I would lie to my mother and tell her that, oh, Auntie say, manana, Auntie Rufa Huse, Madame Ba, number T assembly, number catcher.
Right.
And then she also obi norba no catcher, or the grandma Michelle or Kanish.
Okay.
Now, fashion, but later, mammy won't make you. So my mother would say, okay, them are course brother Ben. Then I'll leave on either Sunday or Monday. Because Monday, Tuesday, no way back at day. Then I'll be there all week. So, so no, fashion. Monday will be there fashion, but the following week, never know.
Right.
At that time, not telephoning you home.
Okay.
There's no means of verifying what I've said. Okay. Now, globalization, Abba. The world has transformed. You can instantaneously verify certain things.
Right.
And see, that's why I'm saying that they need to do serious introspection about them. Because if I say this is green,
yeah,
and I tell you it's green, and the next day I come back and tell you that no, in fact, no, it's blue, and to click the green, you've lost credibility.
Yeah.
That is why I'm saying they are miscommunicating.
Okay.
And that is Ghana.
Why do you think they are miscommunicating on this?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Ghana doesn't deserve that.
Okay.
That is why I'm saying that we need an opposition like CPP or ideology, once was social democrats or this a proper ideology. Because President Rawlings for me a number. What be this time MPP won't be joining. President Kofono can of him later a number. And Sana CPP for joining. It was a social democrats.
Right.
In across the world, you have two main political parties, Republicans and Democrats in the US.
In the US.
UK conservatives and the Labour and Lib Dems, which are moving in a number. Israel, I think they have the Likud party and other, but the ideologies are either socialist or capitalist.
Market oriented, yeah.
So when you have that ideology, then you're building on it.
Okay.
They do not have an ideology. In Sebonda Bibiano, they don't build it on the ideology. They just, where did they go? Because you see, when the 54 million came out, what's it? Hey, where's this car? What is Banana Croft? What was there more 5 cities across the day? And even I work at them, map me a mistake. Because some, what's the name? The margin. Okay, what's for feed for 400,000? 400,000, then it means that if you calculate it by 5 cities, it's 2 million cities a day. Simple calculation. So I arrived at 54 million. Now, what's the other agencies switch chibi? But now, you are the opposition.
Right.
You've been voted into parliament. You are in a fiduciary role to verify this information from the finance ministry. Your BB offering right to information bill.
Right.
You're not using all these, but you're sitting in parliament and saying that you're a lawmaker. You failed. And that's negligence. Because say, as in now, one more tools to work with. One more avenue in the field, you've let people down. And that, for me, in law, could be what reps is a look at here. The thing speaks for itself.
Okay.
It means that you are negligent.
Right.
Because you failed the people who voted for you. Because now, what about? And the same thing applies to the voter registration exercise.
Okay.
Now we've registered about 12 million people, right? What's that charging? Ghana football, obey day. And you mean something, and they started as far back as April. Yesterday registration exercise. MPP were consistent. Yes, Malawi were to Aba, South Korea were to Aba in the midst of the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
I think another country, Nancy's way, Indonesia as a baby, wants to Aba peacefully, because the pandemic is something that even if a vaccine comes out, we're going to stay with it. So you need to find ways of managing yourself.
Yes.
Now, you come out, now, since your registration, now open a day, okay, but every now and then, you come in and then mislead people, then it turns out that it's not true.
To say that, well, like, instances of more can be who said they misled.
Well, yes, Supreme Court case, and General Secretary, Obeja Court, also, you win the case, He was doing that, and he's a clever man, he was doing that to sway people not to go and register.
Okay.
Then one organizer because say, as I said, baby, put no megabytes or say kilobytes or megabytes. And to the baby Ponoka, he jumped about 4 kilos. Just to mislead Ghanaians because Ubia with the literacy rating high. And talk to somebody jumped about 4 kilos and gone on task. But they've forgotten that now there's something called instantaneous communication. Where we can exactly. And see, I am begging them that for Ghanaians to benefit from both of us, they need to actually ascertain another worship and san about Abakasa. I know Etiana is a misleading for, and what they're doing is another clever way of doing it, but it's not going to get anywhere because Naji and Dobby are obit taxi motor trotro. Talk us some Pakunubisan no achi, the information on the co. Only often I was a mileage, mileage communication. It is to use proper communication skills because that person says that not verify so gradually you are losing credibility. So that's all I'm saying that in some people have a onion or your bagana and what's your jungle. Now we are benefiting from it. Into what them the Ghana for your jungle engine tuma and Ghana and the way doing. Free SHS or Banus was it is not sustainable. It is sustainable now. We just end this for Nankasa Biomba Kuskunibi. It will benefit more. Ubi and Bao Bami and Gon. It will be to my batch motande. NHIS no so catch on obey 1 10 premium. One year, so they are not consistent. Daniel President Muhammad said Obama free healthcare, primary healthcare.
Primary healthcare. And after we
you couldn't even do other things. And they gave you the country to run. Ghana on your PASCO. On your past exams, the constitution says one more 4-year term. Within that 4-year term, manifesto knows the shows and Abazine. And to my yakata baby knows, and to be in there and show you to one son for man. So you're experimenting with Ghana? No. What to away you is in Chen or before Fraba. And I believe that these things are within their psychology, they're confused. And they've regretted. Regretted choosing President Muhammad.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes.
More call Congress.
Congress. Yes.
I mean, all the top hierarchy.
They know.
Over 90% cry.
Because you see, so political scientists the political scientists would tell them that it was wrong to bring him, but it's too late because time I able to Abasisi and Wabakro, and he was at the helm of affairs, and then the mistakes that a Ghana of Wujan was to Abetian. If you do, he should have rather been a statesman, not sat behind President Kufo. Now, Ebia. Nanado Danko Kufado, no, I advise Kakra. Pocho had it way and then. In Santon, do lead no phobia. Obo President Rollins, no, when you're 2 ex-presidents or whatsoever, or advise president on, then NDC would have benefited from them. But as I speak, they're confused, confused in the sense that when you're in best son, but Ghana for Bakad when you're consistent view. So I was on Naba. No matter.
We're low blow.
No, I'm telling you, so what to happen? We are
so deep down within.
Yes. Professor Kwesi Botchenu book so cut mistakes in the P. Anambwa. And then you bring the same
postmortem 2016 postmortem.
Exactly. And then you bring the same product. Not today. Or they rebrand. And a political strategy, you need to rebrand.
So why rebranding? I see free healthcare coming up. I see.
I'm not talking the personal products, no. I'm talking about the political party. Okay. Based on this, we've rebranded. We're bringing a new product into the market. So Ghanaians, this is what it is. We learned our mistakes. Blah 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 blah. But the same. Nipa not one. They use no as an aba. As against Ubiawa perform as over 70% of the manifesto. Now walk Parliament was why a press conference now 680.
Almost say so more say more perform because almost any project the president will commission or cut the sword almost say and now engineer they lay the foundation for the project. So for them they've performed. And going forward, President Mahama, or former President Mahama, has come out to say, well, he's bringing free healthcare, primary healthcare, 1 million jobs, and he's going to stop corruption by a certain operation called Operation Sting.
Operation Sting, and then as against the special prosecutor, as against the right action. But there are laws already, so I would rather say, okay, them law na meshim kena added. No Operation Sting, no, but substitute to more info. You see, I'm not as an Pasco. Yes, I'm not saying the obe wa hanyashi.
Right.
Obey bibi. Atasa. Why you bibi or dash a cost or crew. Timer. Man. You do realize that all the infrastructure you're working on, second term nowhere. It wasn't the first term.
Right.
In a management, another political, there are scale of preferences. There are certain things that you do in your first term.
Right.
But free SHS has been sustained.
Okay.
Because the more from now, we need a human race. Young Ghana, young youth structure, that's your demographics are. And youth no also in pay for number. So when you're building an economy, I know President Africa, the youth does and we build them. Empower the youth now, you don't have a bright future.
Okay.
That's why we're giving them education now.
Right.
The education is about 1.2 million we benefit. So do not go to minimum hinan job at Trefi. 100 ban on Trefi, 100,000, 100 ban on Trefi, and 100 ban goes.
What kind of headline be the front page of the ABC newspaper?
Okay.
Bishop Yaos once say, I would have been a professor if I had free SHS, just by the way.
Exactly. You see, President Mahama busy president because we have free education and mobile. Into why that we benefit from that no. Our MP do be no babo connect so progressive. Into one another non-if now was be one another non-co. So all I'm saying is that I just want them to be consistent so that Ghana will benefit from all of us. But say yerba to the COVID or be pandemic. We manche as an adult. No academic check. It's not because more from 750,000 coach exams. So actual exams maybe out of that about 100 no be mobile. 750,000. Into more from more tinifia. Send my members no go. World Health Organizations there first now yerba droplets. Now it's airborne. Until you can't even determine baby yerba no.
Right. Until
you tell him that friend in a day incited parents against the government. You think more from no coach exams happen. Ubia babinya abazi first, what results in 7, and I'm aggregate 7, 6, 8, 9. About to catch a NDC. My mama one coach exams here and chair, maiden, because you are going to defer it. What do baby was when you use cumulative assessment? I mean, this is them system. So all I'm saying is that they need to be consistent with the things that they do and the things that they say to Ghanaians.
Okay, good. So these are the opinion on the 54 million COVID-19 chop money that the minority has been accusing the government and the majority of facilitating chopping that 54 million cedis. But we've heard it from Charles Bisi. He differs his opinion, stands on the other side of the street from the minorities. The show continues right here on the dialogue. Right, we are heading to the Kotoka International Airport to find out whether the Airbus actually has landed with Samuel Adams Mahama on board. On the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, there is a headline which says 4 million Airbus scandal. Mahama brother fights Amidu with UK lawyers. Thankfully, I have a law-oriented panelist on the glass table this morning, so he will be, uplifting my law defects. So let's take the story. And as Kofi Edu reports that lawyers acting on behalf of Samuel Adam Foster, also known as Samuel Adam Mahama, brother of former President John Dramani Mahama, have reportedly responded to the extradition request from the Office of the Special Prosecutor, headed by Martin Amidu, who is investigating the €4 million Airbus bribery scandal. The lawyers based in the UK, where Adam Mahama is domiciled, reportedly acknowledged the receipt of the Amidu letter, which is asking the former president's brother to come to Ghana voluntarily to be interrogated for his involvement in the scandal. However, the lawyers have written to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs saying they will be advising their client accordingly, but did not state whether or not they would ask him to honor the invitation. He reportedly received a letter and a ticket for his voluntary travel to Ghana, but allegedly refused to act as requested. The letter was said to have been delivered by hand to his mailbox at his London address, and sources say he later received it, prompting the action from the UK lawyers. So it looks like there's gradual development to this story. At first, we thought, I mean, maybe the school of thought were making up who was the operation intermediary fight.
Okay.
But now it looks like there are lawyers actually backing the situation. Boss, Mpacho in Sema Kono.
Okay.
What do you say?
That's it. A man rule of law.
Okay.
And a now, the way I explain as and we explain meticulously how the letter got to his address and all that, and his right to legal representation. And he rightly so, no, it doesn't matter, no lawyers. Lawyers, one can do omba.
I don't know.
But a Ghana, no, United Kingdom, extradition treaty.
Okay.
In your war. As BK Bono, how to extradite to what's over, Nadam Zamina. And see, just there alone be taken the course part. I mean, so a man niska on the edge. And Nanado Damko Kufadu, or by we busy presidents. Okay, also corruption.
I say aside, yeah, NDC4, I heard Sami Jemfi saying somewhere that, well, Ghana didn't lose money in the Airbus scandal. It's not like the nation paid 1 CD and the 1 CD didn't return. This is an alleged thing that somebody dropped some money. Was that money supposed to go into government coffers?
Okay.
Or not?
That's a loose, that's a loose defense because I did my thesis on my master of laws was to do foreign direct investment to Ghana.
Okay.
America and UK. One multinational company, if I say multinational, like the Cadbury's, Boeing, the big company, when what country no Bobby Juma or country, we also repatriate can be to go.
Yeah.
So what bad where corrupt practices be? There's a law in America, even though the corrupt practice was performed outside of the jurisdiction. Yeah. There's a law about what we call to prison in America.
Okay.
We have to learn, but it's there. I wrote about it.
Right.
And it's all kadam that onye abaniska dam multinational. What about them? Can what corrupt practices? Onye taxpayer niska. Multinational and PLC, public limited company, another piece of what ne holding company. Or that penetrate another jurisdiction or the Nejuma.
Right.
And so Bandama on your Abaniska or your company Niska, but yet still no. I then are engaging corrupt practices. And then American laws can actually punish you back home in your country.
Okay. I think they say America, any UK, their laws can punish them back home. Yes. Ghana there.
Ghana, your laws also, it is your company law, but Airbus as some Airbus as some Airbus on your Ghanaian company.
No.
Exactly. It is on your Ghanaian company. No, yeah. Airbus, I think, are a minimum country kroner.
I think it's an European Union company based in France.
Exactly. And now airline and other aircraft and all so Ghana and any air benefit. Near benefit in the corrupt practices are within that jurisdiction. Now, so outside of this jurisdiction, utum chasam baba punish. No, within any jurisdiction.
Okay.
Because law no common sense.
Right.
Law is common sense because he can't tell you that the babies are punish you. So let's apply the common sense in the law because able to laws are able confuse you. But common sense doesn't why and we're watching one. Now air can so just the Airbus prison.
Yeah. In some
Indonesia,
countries,
other countries,
Bangladesh.
the same transaction, people have gone to prison. So why would Ghana be an exception? I'm not saying that President Mahama and Bredan are guilty.
Okay.
So Oboshushum, on a special prosecutor, Mangasamiti, some more example.
Okay.
Tell me, what's more special prosecutor?
Right.
Well, 20 KB, a number. You who put that the nation means but I avail myself.
Right.
Marco CID Washushum.
Okay.
Also, a special prosecutor social. And he said, Sami Jeffrey can do 20K. No, I mean 20K. No, only across the shame. One shishuma. It reminds me of a story. From a tribu Koreade. Will be in a garden, a Korean poor. Na kusu kutu. Na kusu watermelon. ne papa nso on don phone ko police on you no bo tio bia wudi bia ye bia was be show ne mpu ade ndo no crofine okay ne kutunu pade nja ho no rusu ne papa nsi ne rusu no so me kutu ndo ayede no boko na pade no kita watermelon ata so be de no akehye ne yim Mass American there say 20k no but make a john ata no call no be daisy say ye human peppers and no be but Airbus your body watermelon asam into a ship and that alone ogugana yenyimase
okay
yenyimase in the sense that the beyond West Africa and again foreign direct investment thesis corruption is one of the things that would deter investment into Africa.
Okay.
Because as business Bible no be say 100,000 up front. No be a dada on washira ma taxasi. Or my foreign taxasi. Ne business they collapse. Abokona asasi na kaninsim. There's so many things that go on.
We'll come back. We are going for a quick short break. When we come back, it looks like the Airbus is a juicy story. So we'll stay there for some time. But let's just take a quick short break as we go for a break. When we come back, the conversation on the dialogue program continues. But before we go, we are wishing all Muslims, especially Abu Karim, a happy Eid tomorrow. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back into the studios. The dialogue is ongoing, and it's me, Isaac Clotte, with my guest, Charles Bisi, the Western Regional Secretary for the New Patriotic Party. Just before we left, the issue was on the Airbus scandal, and matters are rising out of that. But you're welcome back. I just want to continue with the conversation. But if you have any questions concerning, the issues that we've discussed or anything that you want to know, you can send it. I'll ask Charles Bisi anyway. And to Uncle Charles, you're back. Now, with this issue of the Airbus, is it likely Senator Abronya Beka sometime you will have said this Airbus can delete former President Mohammed's name from the ballot box, from the ballot paper, meaning Senator, how that is ever possible. But is it a remote possibility?
Vanessa directly involved the laws. And so no brother no friend.
According to Ghanaian rumors, no GO1, government official one.
Yes.
Most people, including the party, must say munim sa GO1 no. You'll be the initials JDM.
Exactly.
So if the GO1 is equal to JDM, then will the ballot paper have JDM come 7th December? Because it's a criminal matter which is beginning to grow.
Okay, one on the Geo some more in Tuma Kwankasa.
Okay,
but sex for Geo one equation now formula then I'm using the Geo one as a Ghanaian.
Right.
As I said.
Okay.
As a Ghanaian, wage born. That's specific laws that apply. But as to work 5 months near elections, what's the wheels of justice grind slowly? Is it a case that if you pakuno our friend or you can oba, you should also you pay? Ghana, you have 3 arms of government.
Okay.
The executive, judiciary, the legislature.
Right.
Bia can offer the engagement. My brother Branya, yes. More party and they say President Muhammad not where he's been found as charged and then sentenced and were convicted. Okay, then it means that untum the president them may be all so them that matter. How long would it take the judiciary to delve into it? I don't think the executive can go in and tell the judiciary that something and the president believes in the rule of law.
Right.
And he judiciary one right away, but say what's something within 2-3 months? What's the man seems is in expeditiously because we hear Ghana for power and the image of Ghana and na yantu abana you better judiciary fast then it means that woman crowd this but you don't want to there one ma President Muhammad on ba na then on contest because not today any easy there you will win elections no the elections we're going to win it granted
Whether it's former President Mahama or not.
So on what's an abba. And on what's an abba. And then NDC out a party, Miss 1 year introspection.
Okay.
One rebranding.
Okay.
Pay Dr. Kwesibutri. Nabazo, no report not the band. They should have rebranded and you would take President Rollins. Then someone can win 10 in and he pay my brother Abronia or can patch say President Mahama is found culpable, convicted. And then all that. And then,
exactly. Conditions.
But look at that. Oh, by December now, you are not chairman of the judiciary wage more. Then it means that I have infringed. There's no balance of of the three arms of government. Checks and balances. Checks and balances. Checks and balances. But the judiciary is an independent body. Now, say. What Bonizin sees here, the GO1 President Mahama, it will further dwindle their fortunes.
Okay.
Sancho, maybe your elections will win you 2 million, maybe another bet so by half.
Okay, but can a person with a criminal record standing or in court for a criminal record, is that person still eligible to be voted for into office? I don't know.
I think so. I think law knows that it's why convict.
Oh, until you are convicted. So you are innocent until proven guilty.
Because that's why that's why not guilty.
Okay.
I hold no party so.
Right.
Right. But means the special prosecutor wait the Attorney General for Ghana. I think it's the longest serving Attorney General.
Deputy Attorney General.
No,
Rawlins's deputy Attorney General Martin Amidu for a very long time.
Okay, good.
And Professor Mills and Obey.
That's it. With no experience, means the assembly will delve into it no there. Because when you're going into assembly them out there, you may have to have a
now wait there send in seminary like my first extradition request to UK was a natural letter to their close borders, but the letter intended to provide a special vehicle for the repatriation of Samuel Mahama. And in Niabre, there's a seeming effort.
Yes, because only the seeming effort, because as an area or you human rights also. So there has to be a meticulous approach towards it.
Okay.
And I'm about 20K, some 20K. Wait about 1.5 years, and I'm over. I don't want to buy what me. And the wheels of justice grind slowly.
Right.
And some my brother said, okay, Ebia, December. So judiciary decide my paper, but judiciary so. Where did the master mean Supreme Court no boko, minimum court as some boko, special prosecutors as some boko. But I think that so we're convicting before that, then on to moon contest. It's good for us, but then what do you say? The year elections, the year you'll be a more contesting. If you're not you to make and do. Two no soon say what bonizina minimo the honor no ye Joe and but what bonizina morally no. It will affect them. So, no, 1 million no in your elections or no about because confidence for the NDC no abandon because one was probity and accountability. So I would wait for the special prosecutor.
Right.
Now, so why starting 1 year? 1 hour, why opera Obagan or some most lawyers now then while we saw some they've been instructed to deal with the matter. Now, at the end of the day, which is the President Akufo-Addo also anti-corruption, the Right to Information Bill, the Special Prosecutors Act, the laws all the which is the I mean, we are applying them. Ghana,
Okay, right, fantastic. So these are the thoughts and views of my guest. Of course, we are expecting yours too. Kweku Sego says, good morning, Mr. Charles Bissiu. You are on top of all issues and you communicate so well. Keep it up. BRI chairman of secretary of the NPP in the Western region. For how long now?
I'm in my second term.
Second term, from 2016?
2014.
2014.
Yes.
Right. Albert Atakwansa says, please, don't call him president. He is former president, Mr. Dumso. Albert Atakwansa. Okay, he comes back, he says, brother, I'm in Italy watching. Greetings to King Solomon. Nana, the best president in Africa. 4 more for King promised to do more. Right, now in the papers, somewhere in the papers, I forgot which paper, but one of them says Ghana is to begin the West African Senior School certificate examination come August 3rd.
Okay.
Right, and initially Nigeria was hesitant about taking the exams, but now it has agreed to take its exams come August 17th.
Yeah.
But we remember when the president announced schools to go back, once again, the guys on the other side of the street, the opposition minority members were saying, hell no, government, no, bring back the kids, bring them back to school. Even Nigeria is not going to take the exam. But today, here we are. What has changed? Or why do you think Nigeria will decide to follow Ghana?
Don't they end this way in punch Yerban? Wakosor. COVID-19. But say, as a Jumbani has a untumpuno. A Jumban. At the third you'd never succeed. Because Yerby obey, me just a word group chairman, Unyebi, Moba, WhatsApp. Say, John, your main fan currency, Unyebi.
Yeah.
Fufianto Atanwe, Washington.
Right.
Chairman McMenu, my sister also had some. So it's not something MPP Funwaka Shedim, not on Kombi.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying that sometimes we'll rush. No, I miscommunicate.
Okay.
Because Obeno, Moframa Norco School, 750,000. What's Dabi? But you see, out of the whole world, President Akufo-Addo showed leadership. Initially, there was a lockdown.
Okay.
Lockdown was not for us to be engaged in because we have a large informal sector. But then, you need to know the quantum, another the number of people are when you be and when you be. So that's a aircraft nose mask. You need that data so that you can make informed decision. The president formed a committee that were advising him, number one. The World Health Organization, everything that the president said was advised from the team that he formed in tandem with what the World Health Organization was about, number one.
Yeah, true.
Because we subscribe to them as well. Now, all you them lockdown baby no okay. Let's have a data of nipa when you be recovery sahin. So what's it for the lack of knowledge my people perish.
Right.
So that we can manage. What champagne for being the president, because 14 times. Each time he goes down to the nitty-gritty of telling us to even wash our hands. How we're supposed to protect ourselves.
Right.
I said something that was profound that we can always bring the economy back, but we cannot bring human lives back.
Right.
If somebody he's not even thinking about the next elections, but he's thinking about the next generation.
Right.
And this man comes out to tell you that if on the 7th of December, Ghanaians do not vote and give me their mandate, I wouldn't want to be a president without the mandate of Ghanaians. It should tell you that the person now Ghana Dana Commando.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that means now what's it? Your contact tracing. You start to contact tracing and sana United Kingdom warrior and US warrior.
True.
You no so testing no so you start and some kind real people warrior.
Yeah.
Baby, what started was it drones? What it special? Exactly. The man
results.
Yes. 309 ambulances. It came into the system, paid manifest. See, we be on Shicheni Biano. Oh, for Yanankasa. Pandemic, we've been able to withstand it. And on the backdrop of that, if the president tells you that, okay, see, I'm just there, upon advice from my team, I'm form. Then, my school from an uncle throw on exams. Now, until better suggestion, it's a bad. Because we've come to live with the virus.
Yeah.
Now, Mofaman Kuskua was okay in opposition because you are so responsible. Yes, you perform your team be. The team, you are advice in there. Them are Mofaman work on your pedal treasures by a pedestrian. Yes, everybody, I wish you be a Mofaman Bada. Yes, you be obesity.
Yeah.
That is a responsible opposition. But then you say, oh, Dabi, you go and hide behind the parents there, when you're meeting was a parent-teacher association, because by now your parent-teacher association say you can go SSS nibi, but yamba to school, and this nibia now the MPP, sorry MPP new one kade, and is a mabantin fee now, and this former one control, and you made all these noises, and they were citing Nigeria. When Nigeria put when you contact trace, when you don't now. It tells you that Danado Dankwa Kufado or Kasa, other countries where then
listen.
Atasa, Danado Dankwa Kufado or Kasa, United Kingdom follow suit or Kasa, you CN and Alpha. They be Obama speech behind anyone. Last time, I'm 14 speech. I'm 14 speech. I'm in the US, so I start as I can the day before, and it has been consistent.
Yeah.
So it means that we have a true leader. Okasa Okita vision.
Okay.
Because Okasa African Yabakanti and this phone or do what can. So President Kasa more by the when they were made because one shah waiting Bugasi. That's why I'm saying they haven't been consistent and Ghana will move forward. So I hear Ghana will go without them. Let's see people are very credible of position.
Right. Thank you very much, my brother. Of course, it's now time to open the window for birthday celebrations and find out who on the 30th day of July are celebrating their birthdays today. If the birthday reel is ready, let's see who the celebrants are for today. Of course, also in the news somewhere. Anyway, let's just finish the birthday. Okay, here we go. Brianna Akonoba. This is coming from Kwabna Weezy. And I guess it's a very happy birthday to you today. If I talk, they say, what am I talking? But come and see you. He's going to stand in front of the monitor with rapt attention. Anyway, good morning and happy birthday, Brianna Akonoba. In fact, I can hear what he is saying. We are right. Now, who's the next celebrant for today? Macho Papa. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Commando. Wow, how time flies. You remember when we were teenagers?
That's right.
Used to be the rock star in that time. Anyway, happy birthday to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a bodybuilder, I think 8-time Mr. Olympic champion, an actor as well, and a politician. He was once governor for California.
Yes. Commando. But no, we saw lady, no any lady be Uruguan. Na lady in Betstar, can offer no full bedroom. Then I think we saw F word.
Okay.
FUS whole. Now I used to say and task it. Yes, also fuck you at so. Send it to prophet.
Right. This is just a funny, by the way, from Mr. Charles Bissy. And on this note, we are thankful to him and to you, our cherished guests, for making a date with us today. But like I said earlier, from next week, Owuahene will be in charge of the dialogue, as I've been assigned special duties. So, well, we'll be supporting, and let's hope we give him all the necessary support. Owuahene, my small boy, danger. So he'll be taking you through the dialogue for the next couple of months. I'll be back, though, but until then, Owuahene will be in charge. We are very grateful. Randy sends his appreciation as the producer of the show. Focus sends his thanks. Ejando, all of them send their thanks to you, our cherished viewer. And on this note, we say thank you. Don't go nowhere. The national agenda follows shortly.